So with the release of PlayStation 5 coming up so soon, everyone is excited. We know a ton of information about it, but there's also a few other things that people still don't know. Now, there's 7 questions, which some have been answered, some haven't, which we're going to kind of go over today. I'm going to be talking about my opinions and all that sort of stuff, so yeah, let's try and get into it. Now, the first question that was on my mind, and seems to be on a lot of yours too, is if Remote Play is going to be included. Now, if you don't know what Remote Play is, if you've got a PS4 at the moment and you've got, say, a PlayStation Vita, or if you've got a decent smartphone that will run it, you can use the Remote Play app, where if you've got your PlayStation set as your primary console, you can link it over and you can literally sit and play your PlayStation games from your mobile device, which is amazing. If you've got a Vita, it's even easier because you've always got your controls built in. But if you're playing on your phone, you can also use a DualShock controller, which makes it awesome. When this feature came on PlayStation, I thought it was great, apart from the slight input lag, which was a little bit annoying, but more recently it seems to have got a lot better. But the question's been whether or not this is going to be coming to PlayStation 5 as well. Obviously, bigger games, bigger stuff to try and transfer over on the remote side of things. And the simple thing is, this question still hasn't been answered. Personally, I don't think it's going to be a day one thing. It's not something that's really been hyped for. When it had never been a thing, everyone wanted to try it. And then when it was a thing, not many people really looked into it. Simply because, yeah, you could do it over the internet, but it was always dead laggy and delayed. And if you was in your own home, you could do it quite easily and it would work well. Apart from the only problem of, you're in your own home, so you could easily just play it on your big TV anyway. PlayStation Now. Now, PS Now is a subscription-based service where you get loads and loads of games added, different to PlayStation Plus. Rather than only having them for a month and then they vanished, they kind of get added and they stay on there for a few months, a year, a couple of years, sometimes even permanent, and they'll either be replaced or games will just be added on a monthly basis. Now, this is available on other devices apart from just like PS4. But the one thing that hasn't been confirmed yet is whether or not it's going to come to PS5. Now, the problem is, with the PlayStation Collection, it's a bit up in the air of how it's going to work. People aren't too sure what's going on with it, whether or not it's going to replace PlayStation Now, run alongside it, or whether or not it's going to kind of combine together. No one has a clue, and at the moment, it's a question that Sony don't seem to be answering. The next question, back compatibility. Now, over the past year or so, a lot of stuff's been said. It started off where nothing was back compatible and everyone was raging. Then it turned into everything was back compatible, everything from PS1 games, PS2, PS3, PS4, and obviously PS5. And then recently it's kind of been changed. It's kind of been confirmed that 99% of tested PS4 games are going to work on PS5. Now, they haven't said the 1% that are unplayable, but there's thousands of games out on console at the moment. So out of them thousands, only 1% are not going to work. And fingers crossed, it's the ones that no one knows, no one cares about, the little indie titles that haven't been developed for next-gen consoles. I'm more expecting the games that are not going to work are the games that was, say on PlayStation Plus, the games that was made for PS3 and PS Vita but was also playable on a PS4. I'm expecting it to be those kind of games that aren't going to work. I am curious to see what you guys think though. What sort of games do you think are not going to be compatible with PS5? Next up, PlayStation VR. Now, it's already been confirmed that the PSVR is going to work with PS5, which is fantastic news. Whether or not games are going to get upgraded, nothing's been confirmed for PSVR. And as well, it's rumoured about the PSVR version 2, but again, nothing's been confirmed about that. But the PlayStation camera, nothing's been confirmed at the moment to which camera you're going to need, which is a little bit annoying for everyone that's already got a setup. If it's the PS4 camera that you're going to be able to use on your PS5, it's great, everyone's already set up. But there's also the PS5's HD camera. Now, it's not been confirmed whether or not this is going to be compatible with VR. So at the moment, you could get home, get everything set up once released, and not be able to use your VR because your old camera might not work, you expected it to, or you might need to go out and buy the brand new camera, which chances are is going to be sold out everywhere for quite a long time. But that's one of the questions again that's not being answered. The controller battery, massive question for me. The PS4 controllers, the DualShocks, they have a ridiculously short lifetime, to the point where a lot of the time I result in playing wired, just because it's so much easier than getting that little pop-up saying that your controller's going to die and having to put it in your dock to charge it or whatever. So literally most of the time I play wired just to make it easier and more convenient. And the one question again that hasn't been answered is whether or not this issue is going to carry over to the DualSense. Now the problem is the DualSense controller's got more stuff built into it than the DualShock 4. So if it's got the same size battery or even slightly bigger, the battery's going to be even less than it is currently, which could be really, really annoying. But hopefully they've made a massive battery in it so it's going to last for at least a full day rather than having to charge it a couple of times. Fingers crossed, but again, nothing's been answered as yet. The PS Plus collection. Now, everyone's hyped for this just because of the games that you're going to be able to play on day one on the PS5 completely free. Anyone that subscribes to PlayStation Plus is going to have access to the PS Plus collection, which is a huge collection of games that are going to be able to download and play and keep on PlayStation Plus on PS5. Now, if you're not sure what games they are, there is a video up on the channel that I posted about a week ago that showcases every one of them. Make sure you check that out. But the question that's not being answered at the moment is whether or not PS4 owners are going to be able to get this same benefit. Now, personally, I think not. Simply because half of the games have already been on PlayStation Plus. So to promote the PlayStation Plus collection for a set of games that people already kind of own half of them from PlayStation Plus wouldn't make sense. Unless over the coming 6 months, which has been rumoured, that the games that are on the PlayStation Plus collection that haven't been a PS Plus game before do get added to it. Which personally, a couple of the games have been rumoured already, so it is highly likely. But on PS5 it's a case of you'll have them there from day one rather than having to wait a month and having to add them to a library to make sure you actually get to keep them. As soon as that question is answered, it is something that I'm going to be covering because a lot of people want to know about it. Before we get on to the last question, if you guys are looking to support me and support the channel, we recently partnered up with a website called Rocks, which is a collectibles website where you get to kind of collect stuff from your favourite streamers, your favourite content creators, and it's just a nice, easy way of kind of doing it. Pretty much, your content creator makes these collectible cards that you guys add to your collection. Some are available in limited number, some are available for a limited time, some of them are free, some of them are paid for, and it's just a way, instead of doing donations on stream and stuff and kind of getting nothing out of it, you could say purchase a collectible for like $1 or sometimes even less, and it counts as a donation, but you guys get something back out of it. If you're interested, there's a couple of free ones, including the limited edition Jelly Bean one. Make sure you check that out. It's from Fall Guys. It's only got a few days left. But the last question is the UI. Now, I'm pretty sure before the PS4 was released and everything, we got to see what the UI looked like on it, and it looked nice, it looked clean, and people were excited for it. We're not far away until we're going to get our hands on the PS5, and so far, we have no idea what the UI is going to look like. I'm kind of hoping it's a cross between PlayStation and Xbox, because I kind of like the way that both of them do it in their own ways. Obviously on PS4 you've literally just got your row of games and then you've got your library. On Xbox you can kind of, rather than having to press on the store and wait for it to all load up, you can literally scroll, and on the store it'll have all the sections and you can kind of pick on what you want to look at and then it loads up. It just makes things a little bit quicker, same like the way that there's the PlayStation Plus section. If they added all the different bits and bobs in one kind of bit where you could see everything without having to wait for stuff to load up, personally I think that'd be the best way to do it, but hopefully we'll get to see it pretty soon. Now when these questions do finally get answered, chances are I'll be posting it over on Twitter. I kind of just wanted to post this video just to get my thoughts out there and answer some of the questions that have been confirmed. But yeah, I hope you found the video helpful and useful. If you have, a like would be awesome. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.